Are you the type of person who's always scared about putting your hand up in class, or speaking to a large group of people, or telling people what you actually think? Then you need to watch this video, because together we are going on a deep dive to figure out why we always need validation from random people, and why when you stop caring, you actually start winning. Imagine walking into a room and commanding respect without even saying a word. Imagine making decisions without second guessing yourself. Now imagine living without the constant weight of other people's opinions. You see, this is called freedom. And the moment you stop caring about the wrong things and the wrong people, you become powerful. But how do we all get to this point? Why is it that we all care so much about what people think? Well, the simple reason is that from a young age, we were all conditioned to seek approval. Think about it. We wanted approval from our teachers. We wanted approval from our parents. We wanted validation from our peers. I mean, look, we all wanted to be the cool kid at school. And I guarantee that even those who claimed that they were independent or alternative, deep down wanted to feel accepted. And that's the word right there. It's called acceptance. We all wanted to feel accepted. And this is a biological thing. Humans are pack animals, meaning that we are naturally social beings and we thrive in groups because that's the best way to ensure safety, sustenance, and growth for our colloquial tribe. And even though mankind has evolved and we've left the caveman era to create these giant skyscrapers and cities, and we even have self-driving cars now, biology will always mirror its past. And that is why this idea of social approval and conditioning has continued from childhood into adulthood. I mean, think about it. We seek likes on social media. I mean, we love those dopamine hits. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We seek approval from work, our friends, our families, even when they have nothing to do with it. But here's the honest truth. You're never going to get everyone to like what you do. You're never going to be able to get everyone's approval. Someone will always complain. I mean, mathematically, it's near impossible for a group of people to be completely aligned for a continuous series of events. I mean, think about it. Look at voting in an election. No politician will ever get 100% of the votes, at least in a theoretical democracy. And guess what? If you decide to host a free dinner for your neighborhood for 1,000 people, there will always be at least one person who's going to complain about the food being served too slow. So what ends up happening is that chasing external approval, it's like running on a treadmill. Like you're running, but you're getting nowhere. And instead you find yourself exhausted, out of breath, and completely powerless. Speaking of power, let's look at the most influential people in the world today. What do they all have in common? They are not people pleasers, which is not surprising because they certainly get a lot of hate from the public. However, they make bold choices. They stood firm in their beliefs, and most importantly, they stopped caring about fitting in. Instead, they cared about impact, growth, and purpose. The thing is, caring too much about the wrong things paralyzes you. You hesitate to speak up because you fear judgment. You stay in bad relationships because you fear loneliness. And you don't take risks because you fear failure. But here's what they don't tell you. Caring too much about opinions that don't matter will keep you from actually living the life you actually want. Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way though. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care at all about what people think. It's simply about not being reckless. It's about redirecting your energy, so instead of caring about what others think, you care about your health, your mindset, your goals. Instead of caring about fitting in, you care about standing out. So instead of caring about pleasing everyone, you care about being authentic and your true self, and most importantly, not fake. So how do you actually stop caring? Well, it's pretty easy. There are 3 things you need to do. First, you have to identify what's draining your energy. Now, for most people, there's 3 main things that completely drain you. First is social media. Second are toxic relationships. And the third are unnecessary obligations. So let's go through all 3. Social media. Now, social media is designed to showcase the best of someone, all while pretending that the image or video that's being broadcasted to the world is completely candid, randomly taken, and real. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. Here's the truth. It's not. It's completely fake. I mean, how many times have you seen, let's say, images of someone's kitchen? and it's completely spotless. There's no breadcrumbs, there's no water stains in the sink, there's nothing on the countertops, there's fresh flowers, and there's a bowl of fruit where the fruits look like they were picked from a tree at a farm that apparently is right next door to your house that very morning. I mean, you look at that and you feel bad because you think that is actually the standard of which you have to be at. And what you're actually doing is insufficient and, quite frankly, wrong. The problem with the kitchen that I just described is that it is completely fake. It's a TV set, it's a prop. Humans don't use that kitchen. In fact, bougie homes and expensive homes, they often have a scullery or a butler's pantry. And that's literally a second hidden kitchen. And in that kitchen, you've got your toaster, you've got your air fryer, you've got a dishwasher there, and you actually have a sink that you turn on and use. And that is the kitchen that everyone uses. So what you actually see on the gram is a spotless fake kitchen. And I can go on and on and on about the various examples which cause people to feel paralyzed in that they don't want to post on social media because they fear that the internet is going to say something bad about them, or they're going to post a negative comment, or they're going to say something to sway your opinion. So a practical way to actually deal with all of this at first instance is to delete social media, or at least take a temporary stance away from social media. Go on a small little detox. Maybe just go ahead and unfollow everyone and follow the people that you actually want to follow. You're allowed to do that. You're actually allowed to delete social media. Don't feel that you aren't. The second thing that has undoubtedly affected and drained each and every one of us are toxic relationships. Now, I'm going to have to make a separate video about this because there is so much to unpack here, but the gist of it is that you always deserve better. In fact, you deserve the best. And I'm going to be blunt here. I do not believe that everyone that is walking on this earth is good. There are some good people and there are some bad people. And unfortunately, there are people out there who simply will never want what is best for us. These are the type of people who always bring you stress. They always bring you down. And I want you to be honest with me here right now. There are people out there that when you talk to, it almost feels like there's this knot in your stomach. You don't feel good. If you have someone in your life like that, you need to get rid of them. And don't forget, toxic relationships, they're not just romantic relationships. It's not just about, the ex-boyfriend or the ex-girlfriend. They include family relationships. They include relationships with your so-called friends. And even those relationships that you have at work with your colleagues and your bosses. And the final thing that is most likely to drain your energy are unnecessary obligations. Now, this really does vary from person to person, and it's actually often tied with toxic relationships. But an example that comes to mind is peer pressure, to do something because you feel like you owe that toxic person something. For example, a hypothetical example is lending a distinct family member money when you barely know them and they have a history of taking money and not paying people back. Maybe your mum is telling you that you need to do it, even though you are struggling with money yourself. Now, again, context really matters. So you really need to closely evaluate your own personal self and the issue at hand. But the simple matter is, if something is so clearly causing you stress, and again, you have that sinking feeling, you need to put a stop to it. So now, after you've got rid of social media, toxic relationships, unnecessary obligations, you need to now do step 2, which is practice solitude. And people really struggle with this, and you can tell. I mean, look what happened during the lockdown period, during COVID-19. So many people struggled to be alone. I mean, there were so many divorces, there were so many separations, and I don't mean to laugh, but this is a very serious thing. You need to know how to be alone and you need to feel comfortable with it. It's quite frankly a survival skill. And I think I know the reason why people struggle with it is that when you are alone, you are forced to face your true self. There's no Instagram filter. There's no distractions. There's no one or thing you can hide behind. It is simply you in front of the mirror. And that is a scary thing. But when you do spend time with yourself, when you spend time alone, you finally realize what truly matters to you. When you do this, it allows you to fulfill the third and last step, which is build self-trust. As you practice solitude, you become more confident in your own skin. And that is when you start making small decisions without seeking validation. And over time, your confidence will grow and grow and grow. And as I said in the beginning of this video, when you stop caring about things that don't care about you, you are rewarded with freedom. Freedom to make bold choices, freedom to pursue your passions, freedom to find and live your peace. You see that power? That was always there. It was always yours. You just had to stop giving it away. And I really hope all of this helped, because everything that I just said, I applied in my life. This is the reason why I'm making this video right now without caring about what other people think. And if you want to see another video just like this, then you will enjoy my next video where I talk about the 9 life lessons that I gained from working as a lawyer at a top tier commercial law firm. The link is in the bio. And if you can do one favor for me, which is like this video, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on. It is such a simple, easy thing for you, but it means so much for my channel. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.